extreme creatures in this universe. Allow me to give you a little taste. We have kaiju, who are fantastic monsters that transcend the laws of evolution. Also, aliens with unparalleled intelligence. Silver giant who traveled from beyond our galaxy to visit Earth. Here he comes, our Ultraman! 2005, maybe you remember, I battled monsters like this on Ultraman Max. I was one of the main cast members, and I've been told I'm the only foreigner to ever appear in an Ultraman series, so that's kind of interesting. Anyway, I'm so happy to be here with you guys today. Man, you don't understand, it's been 3 years since I've been back in Japan because this little global pandemic got in the way, but it's so great to be in front of all these Ultra fans once again. So I don't know if you guys know, but Ultraman started on Japanese TV in 1966. So it's over 55 years old. One of the longest running shows in the history of TV. Every week, viewers were greeted and terrified by fantastic monsters and many intelligent aliens. And we always saw Ultraman rise up and fight against them and defend justice. And now, even after 56 years, Ultraman is still incredibly popular with children and adults all over the world. Even next week, we're going to start a brand new TV series called Ultraman Decker. It's going to be broadcast live. You'll all get to see it online, streaming, TV, however you want to watch it. So watch out for Ultraman Decker. It's going to be great. Now, we are going to have 2 hours today to introduce you to so many projects going on in the Ultraman universe right here at Anime Expo at this event. So we'll talk about things like the Marvel Ultraman comic book series, a brand new animated film that Netflix is working on in conjunction with ILM to bring you all some of the most advanced animation techniques available. And also, we'll give you some more details on the Ultraman anime series, which is also available on Netflix. And we're going to have a special presentation from the directors from them as well. So, these interviews will be exclusively here with you tonight. Each director or creator will be bringing something special just for you guys. No one else in the world has seen these things yet. And of course, there's going to be a whole night's worth of live battle, exciting stage performances, which I know that's what you're here to see. All right. So without further ado, let's jump right into this evening's first special interview. All right. The first title I'd like to tell you about is that feature-length animated joint production between Netflix Animation and Tsuburaya Productions, animated by Industrial Light and Magic. Now the two guests who are going to be joining us momentarily are central to this feature. Put your hands together for directors Shannon Tyndall and John Aoshima! Come on out, guys! There they are. Go say hi to Ultraman. You can't be on stage with Ultraman and not say hi. All right, Ultraman, are you off? Thank you very much. It's been great having you. Everyone, a big round of applause for
Ultraman.
Nice. All right. Well, hey, it's really great to have you guys here. I don't know if you guys have heard about this yet. It's kind of been a little bit secret, like super duper top secret. What's going on?
They've been, Netflix likes to keep things under their hat.
Yep.
And, we're pushing them to share as much. You guys are going to actually get a peek at some concept art tonight that nobody's seen yet. And really excited to share that with everybody. Thanks. By the way, thanks so much for coming out. Really excited that you guys.
We are honored that you have come out to be here, sir.
So, as much as you can tell us, how about a little bit about the concept of the movie? What can we expect in as much detail as you can give right now?
So the idea began as I've been an Ultraman fan since I was 3 years old. I grew up in rural Kentucky, and I would watch reruns of Ultraman on TV. And I didn't know how big Ultraman was. I didn't have any access to toys there of Ultraman, and then I find out later that it's this big thing. So I started to develop an idea inspired by Ultraman. I met this guy right here at Cal Arts. We both went to Cal Arts, and we actually, at the same time I was developing that idea, I developed another idea that you may have heard of that John and I worked on, Kubo and the Two Strings. And so Kubo, by the way, is actually John's nickname. That's where the name came from.
Yes. Yeah, Kubo is actually my stepfather's last name. And Shannon and I were actually roommates, and I had some high school friends over, and they kept calling me Kubo, as a nickname. And it was like, what is that name? It sounds so cool. I gotta name a character after Kubo.
Yeah, I was like, and I kept my promise. So anyway, so I was developing this idea. I knew I could never get the rights to Ultraman, but I had this idea in my head since 2001. That just goes to tell you, if you have an idea, just be really stubborn. I'm very stubborn.
Very.
Yeah. and you might get it made someday. And I actually sold it to Sony, and we were making it at Sony, and we just...
Well, it wasn't Ultraman.
No, it wasn't Ultraman, it was another film inspired by Ultraman. And so it went into turnaround, and we started talking with Netflix, and I gave them the script, and they loved it. And I went into a room, I thought there was just gonna be a couple people there, and there were like 20 people, and they said, well, so we just got back from Japan, and we were meeting with Tsuburaya. How would you like to make this an Ultraman film? So it's like fan fiction became a real Ultraman movie. So we flew out, we met with the folks at Tsuburaya, and they have been incredible partners. And the story, it's our own version of Ultraman. We're drawing inspiration from the original show, so you'll see elements we'll show you tonight that draw elements from the costume, but it's our own Ultraman. The same way that you have Ultraman, and Ultra 7, and Tiga, and Taro, and Leo. You have all these, we have our own Ultraman. So it exists in kind of its own world, but it draws inspiration from the original shows, and we're really pushing the style. The style is inspired by anime and manga, and you'll see that when we show the artwork to you tonight. And the team from ILM's actually been in this week. We're in production now in the film, and the work that they're doing it's gonna blow you. They're doing something really special. So.
Cool.
Nice.
Can't wait to see it. I'm sure they're all looking forward to seeing it too. So I think everyone experiences their first time with Ultraman in a little bit of a different way. For me, I remember when I was in elementary school. At the moment the school ended was the moment that the TV show would start broadcast on the public or the local TV station. So I had to run home, and I made it just as it started, but I always missed the opening theme, so I never heard the opening theme. But how about you guys? What was your first experience with Ultraman?
Well, it wasn't the actual show, actually. I came across this Japanese manga called Dr. Slump. And if anyone knows, Arare-chan was a huge fan of Ultraman. And that really was like, why is she so fascinated with this hero? And then of course, from that point I discovered Ultra 7, and of course I discovered all of them and been a fan since.
And me, I mentioned a little bit earlier, on Saturday afternoons, I believe it's on WDRB channel 41, I just watched Ultraman episodes, and it was so different. I've always been into comics and superheroes and things like that, but it was so different from the Marvel characters and DC characters that I grew up around, that you had this guy that merged with an alien and becomes a giant superhero to fight monsters and aliens. You can't get any cooler than that. And really, for me, it was the iconic costume design. I think it's one of the best character designs ever. It's just incredible, it just sticks in your head. And I gotta say, I've been like a little 5-year-old arm bumping Ultraman and singing, Paragon and Ultraman and all those amazing
They're all back.
I'm nerding out hard, guys.
That's great. I think it's really obvious. You both have this very deep affinity to Ultraman. What does it mean to Ultraman? Like the deep core essence of the character, the series. When you boil it all down, what is it all about?
Well, one of the things that we're exploring in our story is what it's like to be a parent. I think we've revealed a lot of it. Our main character, Ken Sato, I'm going to talk about it a little bit to get into it.
Oh, here we go, guys.
Pretty sure we've revealed this. So Ken Sato, our main character, was born in Japan, and he lived there until he was about 6. And his father was Ultraman in our timeline. And there's a huge battle, and he moves to the United States with his mom so that he's away from danger. And he becomes a superstar, baseball star, and he has to come back and take on the role of Ultraman later. I don't think I'm getting myself in trouble yet.
You're okay.
Yeah, and we've said we have a baby kaiju in the film, right? I think we've said it.
Hold on, I don't see any Netflix release.
Yeah.
On the stage yet. Okay.
Yeah, so what I wanted to explore is like what happens when you see this thing as an enemy, like there's a giant monster that attacks cities, but what if it's because we're approaching other natural habitat? So they're not attacking us, they're just trying to like guard their own territory and take care of their own families. So to me, for Ultraman to be a hero, he has to protect everybody. He's trying to protect everything. And it's not just humans, it's also protecting the kaiju. And to me, the purity of that idea that Ultraman is there, as it was in the original show with the science team and the later shows, is trying to protect everybody and keep everybody safe. I think it's a really incredible idea. I love ideas where there's no cynicism. I like ideas that are pure, and I love that notion. And working with Tsuburaya and going in deeper with that stuff, it's very important with him too. So that to me is what it is. It's this pure character who sacrifices his selfish needs so he can be selfless and he can protect everybody. So that's what Ultraman means to me.
Cool. Nice answer.
Yeah, I was just gonna add to that, and Ultraman is to me like, it's about courage, but it's really the courage to strive for being a better person, challenging yourself to do more, and working on this project and not just being a fan, but like really closely working on this film. It's actually questioning what I can do even more. So it has an impact on me, definitely.
Awesome. Well, speaking of doing more, I think we all want to see a little bit more. So I've told that you've brought us some special imagery from the animated. We're going to see right now. All right. Well, let's. I think it's going to come up here somewhere on the big screen. Are we ready? Let's see it. 3, 2, 1, go! There it is.
So this is one of the first pieces that was created by our art director, Sun Min, incredible artist. And I've been a concept artist before, and I always hate when you have these beautiful pieces of artwork and the film doesn't look anything like that artwork. Not the case here. This is what we want the film to look like. The tests we're seeing, this is what we want the film to look like.
The kind of is all hands in and they're like, let's figure this out.
Cool. All right. And is there one more?
There is. And this one is just for you guys.
No one has seen this yet.
Yeah.
You ready? Let's go.
So this is from the first battle in the film, and I think, can anybody recognize which kaiju this is?
Anyone know?
Yeah.
He didn't say it. But
I didn't say. Well, hey, at least we can show that it's Naronga. So we had to have a classic kaiju in there. Naronga is one of my favorites. We have our own brand new kaiju in this that you're going to meet later on. But again, this is what the style of the film is going to be. And this is from another one of our concept artists, Gabriel, created this piece. And we're doing this thing, we're calling it, I'm just gonna talk about it. We're doing these things called, I'm calling them photo moments, because if you look at the color in like when Steve-O lifted the color for the Akira when it came over here from Japan in the 80s, there's a lot of the way the color's handled, it's emotional color. It's not always logical color, it follows emotion, and that's the kind of stuff that we want to have in the film, where we'll slow time down, you'll have an emotion, and the color and the imagery will speak for it. So, no Netflix, please. No.
Cool. Well, when are we going to be able to get to see this thing? I think everyone wants to know that.
We don't have a release date yet. No. I'm good at. Well, again, it's like Netflix is such a different place. I have a series that's coming out. I just announced the release date. Lost Ollie, August 24th. Yes, I just plugged my TV show. So watch Lost Ollie. But I didn't know that release date until like a month ago, and it's been done for a couple months. But like I said, we're in production. We got like a year and a half in production. We got like a year and a half, I think. We got some of our production folks here tonight.
Where are they?
Yeah, we got production folks here. So wave your hands, give them applause. Talking about being selfless. These folks, what they do every day, they allow us to play like we're little kids with all the stuff that they do. So, cannot thank them enough.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. I'm sure everyone is really looking forward to seeing this. I am. Talking to you guys about this, it just makes me want to see what a couple of good old American boys can do with the Japanese Ultraman franchise. It's going to be great. I know it. Look at that. That's really new. That's really fresh. So, all right. Well, how about everyone a big round of applause for Shannon and Tom. All right, and now I want you to check out the monitor. We've got one special show for you right now. Check it out. All right, cool. Hey, does anyone here in the audience like Marvel Comics? You've heard of it before, right? Yeah. So this is incredibly exciting for me that Marvel Comics has come in and picked up the Ultraman IP to bring into their Marvel universe and somehow figure out how these two Ultraman universes can fit into the Marvel universe. But this is going to be releasing soon. Third series that's been produced in a collaboration between Marvel Comics and Tsuburaya Productions. And they started in 2020. So we're in the third year now. So if you haven't seen any of these comics, please check them out. They're actually really, really cool. The first one was called The Rise of Ultraman. So it kind of talks about where the origin of Ultraman, how he came to being, and then the trials of Ultraman. And today we have an ultra amazing chance to interview the minds behind the latest series, which is called The Mystery of Ultra 7. All right? So you can see them up there on the board. So please, everyone, make some noise for EJ Sue and Matt Raw. Come on out. And also, joining me as special co-host is the transmedia content creating guru and world-making master, the incredible Jeff Gomez. And he's also the producer of Ultraman Connection as well. Okay guys, can you slide down? I think Jeff wants to come down again. Thank you. All right, everyone, please have a seat. All right, well, so let's focus now on the latest comic book series, The Mystery of Ultra 7. Right? So, Jeff, would you like to take it away with the questions? Or?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Well, the covers are being done by E.J. Su, and Matt is co-writing with Kyle Higgins, right? And I think that the Mystery of Ultra 7 actually is the mystery of the entire run of the series so far. Talk to us about that.
When Carl and I started on this project, we had a big plan for everything that we wanted to do across many series. We called it our Ultra Plan, and we knew that we had an opportunity to bring all of the different elements of Ultraman together and remix them in a way that we could only do with retrospective. Take all these different pieces, put them together, and Ultra 7 was always a vital part, which is why you actually see Ultra 7 in the first few pages of our very first issue, and the mystery of what happened to Ultra 7 and Dan Moroboshi in the 1960s and how that impacts today has been key to everything that's been happening this year all through our series.
So to place the universe that's in the Marvel Comics into the context of the greater continuum of the Ultraman kind of multiverse, what is the distinguishing factor here? What's the
dark element? And what we've been trying to do is position our Ultra heroes when they do finally arrive into the story into a world that's much more challenging and much more complicated and much more difficult to figure out, so they can shine on the brighter when they have to face this darkness alongside our science team.
Okay. And EJ, talk to us about how you were contacted to work on the covers of Mystery of Ultra 7.
Well, I've always been an Ultraman fan since I was little. So, there were several occasions that I might have a chance to work on a Ultraman comics with other publisher, but it never came to fruition. So I kind of knew C.B. Sapolsky before he came to Marvel.
Marvel's editor-in-chief.
Yeah. I always felt that I don't want to put someone on the spot for putting me on the job. But when I found out Marvel has Ultraman license, I just gotta, call him up and, pester him to give me.
So you got what you asked for.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I think there's a running theme here. If you want something, just pester someone long enough and we'll get what you want. So there you go.
Now, you were known for something else affiliated with Japanese pop culture in your work.
Yeah, I was the main artist on IDW's Transformer for a while when they relaunched.
And Matt, you too, actually, is that right?
Yeah, I actually met Kyle, the other co-writer on Ultraman, because I do a Power Rangers podcast. And so we had a shared love of Tokusatsu, being so Power Rangers growing up, and then we sort of delved more into...
So now wait a minute, you were a fan of Power Rangers and you did a podcast about them, and what happened?
Somehow I got into comics. It was a long, winding road, yeah.
One of your guests invited you to start writing with them?
Yeah. Kyle was writing on the Power Rangers comic, and he said, "Hey, do you want to do some these?" And I said, "Yeah." And we started chatting a lot and got along really well. And yeah, he was my entry point to comics. And since then, we've been writing together a bunch of stuff and doing our own work. But I think it was that that love of Tokyo Heroes that sort of like bound us together in the first place.
Let me tell you something. If you haven't read those Power Rangers comics, they're some of the best in the genre. And congratulations, they're really cool. And actually, I'm on the creative team that helped Marvel develop the comics, and we chose you guys because of that excellent Power Rangers work. All right, so now, something's going on here.
Yeah, I hear we have a very secret, very special announcement that's going to be released right now for only the people who are watching here in Anime Expo.
Right.
Is that right? Did I get the right information here?
I think we could do that. And we could tell them about it, or we could just show them.
Why don't we just show them? Let's show them first and then talk.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I can
Show, don't tell. Isn't that what they said?
That's what they said.
All right. This is going to be so cool, guys. Why don't we all count down together so the people in the back don't miss it? We're going to go 3, 2, 1. Are you ready? Everyone, 3, 2, 1, go! Yeah!
What does this mean?
What's going on here?
What is going on here? Matt, would you please explain what that is?
Listen, when we did our first issue of our Ultraman series, we had a cover that had Ultraman and Spider-Man together, and people would ask us all the time, does this mean there's some big crossover happening? And we'd say, no, this is just, it's a celebration of Marvel and Super Riot working together. There's no crossover, but there's a crossover. So I just want to get into the room. Is Spider-Man meeting Ultraman something that you guys have interested in at all? Iron Man fighting some kaiju.
Did you say Iron Man?
I think that looks like.
Yeah, that looks like
Iron Man.
And the third?
That'd be Captain Marvel.
And I see an unfamiliar face all the way in the background who has not appeared
Is that
in the comics.
Taro? What's he doing now?
Oh, that's so fantastic.
Oh yeah, Taro, thanks for the back.
Understand what's happened here, right? In less than 2 years, these characters who are beloved by a very small niche of people in North America are now going to team up with the Avengers. That's brilliant, man.
It's very exciting. I honestly can't wait for you guys to see.
We worked real hard together. Please, a round of applause.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, hey, this is an extremely exciting announcement. I'm so glad we were able to share this with everyone here at Anime Expo. Thank you guys for coming out. I hope this makes you a little excited about what we've got in store with Ultraman and how we're going to be combining these great universes together. So I can't wait. Please make it good.
I'll do my best.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you guys very much. Have a big round of applause. Cool, man. Woo. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, now it's time to move on to the next part of the show. So let's make sure they're all off here. So I want to move on and talk about another thing that I think everyone here is going to be very, very excited about. All right? It's not just a Ultraman that you know and love. This is going to be something very, very different. And by the way, I got a question for you guys. Did you guys notice something about my shoes? They lost my boots. Can you believe that? The boots did not make it from Japan. I wanted to call that out, that we have not done a Nike.
What an interesting interview. I want to know more about Ultraman.
Wait a minute.
I'm Alien Netlon. I'm so happy to meet all of you from Earth.
What are you doing here? You are so sus. save us! Thank you! You get him!
Ultra 7, we thought you would show up. It's been 55 years since you were on Earth. I heard you once sat at the table and talked peacefully with one of my kind. But not this time. Come, Anakin!
Thanks for sticking around through that. That was fun, right? You guys know Metron? Yeah. All right. So with that, I want to introduce you to the final project that I'm going to introduce you guys to. And this is something that probably you may have seen before. Just as Shannon and John are pushing boundaries with animated film, and Marvel is pushing the boundaries with how we can combine these two universes together. What you just saw right now was a trailer for the Ultraman anime. That was released in 2019 as a series on Netflix, and its third season will be released next year. It'll be the finale. There will be no more. So that's going to be super fun. And this whole series is a direct sequel to the original 1966 Ultraman. I don't know, has anyone seen it yet? Have you seen it on Netflix? Yeah? All right, so you know all about it. It's the son of Shin Hayata, who is the original Ultraman, the guy that turns into Ultraman. And this time his son dons this special armor to, continue the fight for justice and peace. It's a truly new generation Ultraman story. And the co-directors are midway through producing its final season, as I was saying. And they're both here, all the way from Tokyo, to join us in LA. So please welcome director Kenji Kamiyama and Shinji Aramaki! Where are you guys coming from? Here they come, here they come. Thank you. And we've got a translator too, so I don't have to do it. It's so easy now. Okay. Thank you. Everyone, a big round of applause for David. Yes, thank you. Makes my life so much easier. All right. Well, let's kick off this interview by going back to the very beginning. Now, I know you guys are definitely familiar with Tokusatsu and the Ultraman series, right?
はい、そうですね。もう僕たちも子供の頃から見ていたので。
物心ついたら、and then,
Yes, absolutely. We've been watching that since we were kids. Basically since I was aware of what the world was. I've been been an Ultraman and Tokusatsu fan.
Cool. And so when you guys were offered the chance to work on an Ultraman project, let alone animation, which you guys are intimately familiar with and love, what was your first impression? What first went through your mind when you got this opportunity?
ですから初めてウルトラマン企画が提出されて、オファーされて、しかもアニメの関係というものがプロジェクトが提出されているとどう思いますでしょうか。
いや自分の中でウルトラマンを自分が高いてるっていうイメージはもともと持ってなかったので、ちっちゃい頃が大好きで、あまりにもなんていうのかな、根源的なヒーローとしてウルトラマンを持ってましたので、それを自分たちの手で作るっていうことに対してはすごく、興奮しましたし、そうですね、緊張もしました。はい。
Well, personally, you know, I've always seen Ultraman as this, you know, really core hero. I've always been a huge fan, and I never really thought that my hands would have a chance to be on a project, you know, that's related to Ultraman. So I was very excited, but I was also very nervous.
あとはオリジナルのね、特撮のウルトラマンは巨大な大きなヒーローでしたけど、今回のウルトラマンは人間細胞等身大のウルトラマンになるので、アメリカのファンの人たちにも親しんでもらえるんじゃないかなと思います。作りました。
And of course, as you know, the original Tokusatsu Ultraman was there were giant characters, right? On the other hand, what we have right now in the anime Ultraman, we're looking at real life-sized or human-sized characters. And we feel like that's something that American audiences can sink their teeth into.
All right, well, thank you very much. And thanks to the efforts of you two, and the team, of course, Season 1 became a worldwide hit, and Season 2 started streaming this April. And both have achieved the #1 ranking on Netflix anime streaming platform. Amazing, right? The world is falling in love with Ultraman. So let's dive in and talk a little bit about the characters and where they came from. So in Season 1, the story centered on the main character of Shinjiro, along with his father Shin. As I said, he's the original Ultraman, right? This is the story that continues from now. With them was Don, who is a tough veteran warrior, and then this hot-blooded Hokuto, right? And those are the main characters. And then in Season 2, the mysterious guy Jack, he joins the story, and then Kotaro, who's a journalist, also makes an appearance. So when you were creating these characters and their story arcs, what were you trying to achieve, or did each one have their own specific goal with the total story?
やはりいくつかの、いろんなキャラがシーズン1に出ましたし、しかもシーズン2の時にもっと多くのキャラが出てきましたけども、やはりそれぞれのキャラを作成されてた段階で、やはりそれぞれのキャラのストーリーアーク、はそうですね、またそうですね、全体的なストーリーアークを作る時点でどういうところに注目されてたんでしょうか。
ですね、軸になるのは、父親が、初代ライブアクションウルトラマンである、オリジナルのウルトラマンである早田真の息子である早田真ですね。彼が一番メインのウルトラマンとして、成長していく姿を、特にシーズン1では描いたんですけど、彼のキャラクターっていうのがなんていうのかな、もうやっぱり前のウルトラマンから相当時間も経ってますし、息子っていうこともあって、僕にとってもなんか息子みたいな年齢差ってもっと若いぐらいなので、そこでやっぱり彼ら早田真二郎がなんていうのかな、現代の少年としてその新しいファンというか、今の現代のアニメファンにどう受け入れてもらえるキャラクターにするかというのにすごく最初悩んだというか苦労したので、そこにすごい注意して、彼を軸にしてそれに周りにどういう面白いキャラクターを配置しているか、 それによって進次郎がどう他のキャラクターと出会うことによって変化して成長していくのかっていうそういうなんていうのバランスになるように神谷さんとすごい工夫してる段階で調整していったと思います。
Yeah, so the original, the main character of the original Ultraman, of course, was Shin the father, and whereas here we're looking at a story that really revolves around Shinjiro the son. And when we were doing the character development for him, and I guess in a way, I mean Shinjiro, would be like a son to me, or even younger possibly. But so one thing that we're looking at. When we were developing the character of Shinjiro Hayata was how we could make sure that it was a character that audiences, younger audiences, that new fans of Ultraman could really feel they could relate to him. So that was one thing that we paid attention to. So the new story kind of pivots around the growth and this awakening process of Shinjiro the son, and the process of his changing and his coming of age and making that believable and everything was something that both myself and director Kamiyama paid a lot of attention to when we were developing these characters.
はい、そうですね。同じく最初に進次郎というキャラクターをどういうふうに描こうかなということを一番考えてて、進次郎まだ17歳、高校生なんで、あんまり自分がヒーローになっていくっていうことを考えてなかった、今の若い男の子たちと普通の男の子たち男の子なので、ヒーローになっていくっていうその気分に、どういうふうにヒーローを自分がやっていくかっていう気持ちをシーズン1を通して描いたんですけど、シーズン2はまたちょっと全然違う主人公を描かなきゃいけないので、孝太郎というですね、進次郎とはまた正反対、もう最初から熱いヒーローに対して熱い気持ちを持っている男が逆にちょっと悲劇を経験することでヒーローになっていくっていう、ちょっと違うスタイルのヒーローを2人作ってみました。
So we created two contrasting styles actually in a way. Shinjiro, he was like 17. He's a high school student, and he's kind of the atypical hero. He's a hapless hero. He wasn't planning on becoming a hero or thinking of becoming a hero. He was just kind of a normal boy. And so season 1 revolved around how he kind of grew into the hero role. Whereas in season 2, we had to differentiate it from season 1 with different characters and different protagonists. And so one of the ways that we did that was with Kotaro. Kotaro's kind of the opposite. He's this passionate hero that he comes into his hero-ness by, after going through some tragedy. And that's one of the ways that we created some contrast in the characters between season 1 and season 2.
Cool. All right. Next, I'd like to talk about what I personally think is one of the coolest things about this show, and that's the visuals. All right? I don't know if you guys noticed, but they're very striking. They're very different, and from an anime perspective, they're very interesting to me at least. So. In these visuals, we've got a sort of a remake of Ultraman. We've got 7 and we've got 8. We even have their suits made for live action. Maybe you saw them earlier. Yeah, right? Really cool. And then in season 2, there's Zafi, Jack, and Taro, and they've joined the team as well. So I'd like to ask you guys, what are your thoughts on the new Ultraman characters and the visuals and their CG animated actions?
そうですね、ビジュアルについてちょっと聞きたいと思ってますけども、すごく面白いになっていると思いますね。この新しいアニメはすごく見た目としては素晴らしいと思うんですけども、やはりそれまでね、いろんな新しいキャラも 出てくるんですね。レイスとか、サビとか、あとは元々のウルトラマンの、そうですね、焼き直しみたいなものがあるんですね。で、あと、そしてスーツも、やはりあと、実写シーン実写芝居もできるように作ってありますね。ソフィとかジャックとかタロとかも追加しましたけども、そうですね、今のビジュアル、どういうふうなビジュアルになっているか、またどういうキャラになっているかということについてご意見をいただけますでしょうか。
アニメウルトラマンという形で、コミックスが原作で、アニメ化するというプロジェクトなんですけど、とはいえやっぱりウルトラマンって元は特撮っていうことが本当の原点に、僕らの中にもそういうイメージがありますので、そのなんていうのかな、アニメなんだけど、特撮のエッセンスというか精神というかスピリッツというかそういったものを取り入れた、ビジュアルにしたいなと思いまして、でキャラクターは、ご覧の通り、アニメっぽいキャラクターなんですけど、人間の、キャラクターは、ただウルトラマンに関しては、やっぱりこう特撮っぽいというか、そのシルバー銀色の巨人っていうもともとウルトラマンのイメージがあるので、そのシルバーの質感とかスーツの質感とかっていうのはすごく大事に、それは CGI なんでできることなんですけど、普通のアニメではできないようなそのメタリックな質感っていうのをなんとか出せないかなということで、そういうなんていうのかな、2つの質感を持ったアニメーションとして、作ったらどうだということで、はい。
Yeah, so as you know, the anime Ultraman is kind of based on the manga. The manga is the original work, and the idea was to let's make an anime version of that. But then we have the original, the tokusatsu, the classic Ultraman as well, and we wanted to make sure that we included some of the essence and the spirit of that as well. So the characters, they're anime-like, but they're also human. We're trying to give them this human character. We're trying to give them this, special texture and contrast the anime textures with the more tokusatsu-like or human-like textures. And so that's what we've really focused on, is including those textures and contrasting them with anime. And I think it worked out really well.
そうですね。特撮のウルトラマンはつるっとしたですね、生命体という獣人のような姿をしてたんですけど、今回のこのアニメウルトラマンはすごくシャープな、メカっぽいデザインにしてるのと、あとやっぱりアクションが入るようにかっこいい流線形のデザインにしたりとかですね、シーズン2ではパワーが無理なジャックの巨大なスーツだったりとか、本当にバリエーションも増えてきてですね、戦い方も増えてすごくかっこよくなってるんじゃないかなと思います。アクションがすごく入るようになってるんじゃないかと思います。
So the original Ultraman was was a life form from outer space, and this time we've turned it into more like a mechanical suit, and so it's something that's aerodynamic and really sleek looking and cool looking and modern looking. And then in season 2 we have things like Jack, who comes in, who has this powerful look to him, and we're adding some different variations in the type of suits and the type of Ultraman characters that are there. Then the fighting styles they also kind of branch out and get more interesting as well. So so those things I think have really led to something that has a lot of variety and can be really interesting.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. It's a pre-production video, so it excuse some of the crudeness when you see it. But we have exclusive footage from season 3 right here. So let's all take a look at this for the first time all together. I haven't even seen this yet, so let's go. Ultraman was kind of destroying the city. And by the way, that building, I know that building very well. I walk by it every day. It's really close to my house. And I know this is still a secret, but what the heck? What's going on? Why? What in the world is going on with Ultraman? Why is he destroying Ichimaru Q? Come on.
ウルトラマンがやっぱり街中を壊してるんじゃないですか。あとまあちなみにその建物知ってます？毎日取りかかりますので、
渋谷でやります。
もうどうなってますでしょうか。
どうしてでしょうね。ちょっと僕も、はい、まだ言えないことが多すぎて、大変なことが起きるとか。
Well, there's a lot of stuff that I can't say. I can't actually tell you exactly what's going on there yet. That would give everything away.
I hate that. Okay, well, 神原さんまで言えるんですか？
言えないんですよ。
No, you can't say it either. Okay.
I can't say either.
Okay, well anyway, that looked very compelling. I can't wait to find out what's going on inside Ultraman's head. All right, well great. Well anyway, thank you guys very much. And you know, as we said, the Ultraman suits in this series are amazingly cool visuals and they're very stylized and futuristic. And I bet it would be pretty cool for everyone to see a real one up close, wouldn't it? Would you like to see one? All right. Well, in that case, I want to bring out a very special guest from backstage that no one in the whole world, not even the two directors here, have seen. I saw him backstage, but they haven't seen him. Not even anyone in the universe. No one in Japan has seen these. So here he is, Ultraman Taro! Ultraman! Taro! Hey! Wow! What do you guys think?
かっこいいですね。
It's really cool.
Now you guys are super lucky. This is the debut here of Taro in LA.
はい、出てますね。
That's right. It's debut.
What do you guys think? It started as an animation, now you see it in real life.
はい、そうですね。まるで実写になったような。
僕ら
It looks like the real thing.
画面でしか見たことないので、物を見ると本当にすごいドキドキします。興奮します。
I really have. I've only seen impact. You see it up close, and it's just so impactful.
Yes, it's amazing.
Oh God!
Sorry. Alright. Taro, I think you gotta go, right? You got some mission to go on, right? Alright, everyone, Taro! Ultraman Taro! Thank you! Alright, so now we've got Teddy Lloyd out here. Let's give him a few questions. I've got you guys know this guy? Amazing, right? Yeah, of course. So can you tell us a little bit more about the theme song? It's called 3.
そう、その前に実はノイリオンのメンバーのボーカリストのリオちゃんから LA の皆さんにメッセージがあるみたいなので、ぜひそちらをご
Actually, we
ご
have
覧
a
ください。
message from the vocalist Leo for everyone in Los Angeles before we even go there.
Oh, okay. So Leo's gonna have the answer to that question in her message. I see. All right. Let's watch.
Hello everyone at Anime Expo 2022. My name is Leo from Noilion. Sending love from Tokyo to all the Ultraman fans. Teddy Lloyd-san! Hope you're having a great time in LA. It is a great honor for us to be a part of season 2 of Ultraman, one of the biggest superheroes of Japan, as the opening theme song. We created 3 in the spirit of resilience in the face of adversity, bravery, and hope. Our wish is that the song will become a tailwind to support Ultraman Season 2 in giving hope to people living in this present era. If you haven't seen this series yet, I personally can guarantee you that it will blow you away. Please check out our song 3 and hope to see you soon. Arigato!
Right. Thank you, Leo. What a great message. I get it. It's a really cool song with a really powerful message. So let's get back to Teddy Lloyd here. What was it like producing the theme song for an Ultraman series?
そうですね、3っていう楽曲はそれこそやっぱりウルトラマンの中には戦いだったりヒューマンドラマだったり葛藤だったりましたね。
So there's all this drama, there's these battles, there's this human story, and we wanted to make sure that we created a song that really reflected Shinjiro just battling it out in this situation.
あとはやっぱりウルトラマンの歴史のある、アニメ作品なんですけれども、今回の楽曲3はその昔からの楽器であるドラムだったりギターだったりそういうものと新しいエレクトロニックのサウンド、シンセサイダーだったりボブルベースだったりそれを融合させた新しい楽曲を目指しました。
We also made it into, we went for something that merged classic with modern. Because Ultraman is such a classic anime. We wanted to make sure that we had something that had some of the classic sounds, guitars and things like that from anime songs, but also some electronic elements in it. That's what we went for.
結果そのクライマックスに向かっていく
song. It just, and I listened to it before it was released and everything, and I thought, wow, this is fantastic. It really reflects what's going on here. And it wasn't that it was kind of made in parallel. But but I got it, and I knew it fit immediately. Usually you have to be picking between different songs. Like, is this one good? Is that one good? But we knew that this was just a perfect fit, right on. So I was very impressed.
ありがとうございます。あの曲は実は最初にウルトラマンの声を効果音で入れてたんですよ。それでデモを出して、で結局外すことになった。勝手にその特撮ウルトラマンの声をサンプリングして最初に入れてしまいました。
We actually originally sampled the Tokusatsu Ultraman's voice in the song in the first version, and that later came out of it. We had to take that out, but that was in there to begin with, so that was fun too.
その気持ちがすごい伝わってきた。
But we felt that. We felt the presence there in the song anyway, so thank you.
He loved Ultraman and the directors loved Teddy Lloyd. It's a big love fest, everyone. Alright guys. Well, thank you all very much. Everyone here, please remember you can watch season 1 and season 2 and listen for the new theme song called 3. Alright? Now, everyone, a big round of applause for all our guests. And me. Thanks. doing? Come on out. Nakama Kantoku, Arama Kantoku. We got Joe, we got Shannon, we got Matt, we got EJ. And last but not least, we have Mr. Gomez. Jeff! Everyone, thank you very much for coming today. Thank you to all the guests. But Ultraman is not done at Anime Expo. Check out the screens. We have amazing events still in store for you over the next 2 days. We've got a panel discussion to talk more about the Marvel comic books that we talked about earlier today. We're going to dive deep. It's going to be a full hour just on the Marvel comics. Okay? Then after that, we're going to have on a panel discussion about Ultraman Connection, how Ultraman is arriving on the world stage, and this is really exciting. This is what Jeff is working on. We are now currently expanding Ultraman throughout the entire world, and we're focusing so much right now on North America. And you guys, this is just the start. Netflix, Marvel, this is just beginning, so just keep waiting, a little more patience, and you'll see Ultraman becomes huge very, very soon. All right, and then on the 4th, we've got another panel discussion with Production IG, which is the animation company, and Netflix's Anime Ultraman. So we're gonna get another deep dive into that. And then we will be at the closing ceremony too. We'll have one more live battle stage there. And we're gonna get to do something really special too. So make sure you come to that as well. All right. Yeah, I think we're about running out of time. We only have a few minutes left. Thank you guys for sticking around for the full 2 hours. But I'd like to give each one of our guests one final chance to give you guys all a message before they leave. So let's start with Terry Lloyd.
皆さん、はい、ありがとうございました。今日はお集まりいただけて嬉しかったです。皆さんこれからも引き続き、あっと驚くような音楽を作っていきますので、楽しみにしていてください。アニメディスもどうぞ楽しんでいってください。ありがとうございました。
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to be here. And I'm really excited for this, and I'm really excited for you to hear our song as well. And I hope you enjoy Anime Expo. Thanks so much.
遅い時間まで集まってくださってありがとうございます。シーズン2までNetflixで配信されてますけれども、シーズン3も、楽しみにしていただけたらと思います。ありがとうございました。
Thank you so much for staying so late. Season 2 is currently streaming on Netflix, so go and check it out. And very soon, Season 3 will also be streaming on Netflix as well. So thank you so much.
今日は本当たくさん集まっていただいて本当にありがとうございます。アニメウルトラマンもこれから、ファイナルである、シーズン3に向かって、頑張って今作っております。また来年公開できると思いますので、よろしくお願いします。
Thank you so much for coming, all of you. We are working really hard at finalizing Season 3, the final season, and we're really looking forward to being able to present that next year. So please look forward to that. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for coming out and supporting us. Sam and I are hard at work right now. It's kind of a while away, but it's coming, and we have so much more to show. Just be patient with us. It's going to come next year. Thanks.
As everyone else said, thanks so much for coming out. I feel humbled to be on the same stage with all these other folks, creating Ultraman stories through their own lenses. It's really incredible, and we're on stage with Ultraman. Come on, this is the best. Thanks so much for coming out. We'll show you more soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just a little starstruck by how great those suits are. It's like the thing straight. Amazing. Kyle and I have always said that Marvel and Raya have huge fans of Ultraman. I hope now you have a better sense of just how big we're planning and how much is coming. So stick around, read the comics, and thank you all for coming.
Grew up being an Ultraman fan, and in Taiwan, when I was little, there was very little Ultraman content to come by. But nowadays we have Netflix, we got streaming, everything is here. This is the best time to be an Ultraman fan right now.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I met the greatest mentor I ever had. It was on TV. He gave me 3 bits. He said, I love you, I'll protect you from the monsters, and I'm gonna give you 3 minutes of my time. 3 minutes well spent, thank you.
All right, everyone. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. You have 2 more days of Anime Expo, 2 more days of more Ultraman content coming at you. And don't forget, I don't know if you saw the announcement, but Dada and Baltan are out there at Anime Expo trying to create chaos. And we need all your help to get them located. So we want you to take a picture,